Uh, Hello students. Today we will be doing insight learning. Okay, insight learning, it was given by Kohler. In this, it is also known as Gestalt psychology. This belongs to the Gestalt school of psychology. Now, Gestalt means whole. Gestalt means whole. Whole and also total. Total pattern, not parts. Total pattern. Okay. Now, it also means configuration. That is, whole is more than its parts. What it means is, the parts are not important. The whole thing is important. What do you see as a whole? What constitutes those wholes are not important. Okay. So, that is what we mean by Gestalt, first of all. Now, this is based on the premise that whole is more important than some of its parts. Now, the main people who have given this is Kohler and also Kofka. Kohler and Kofka. These are the two psychologists, but mainly it is known as given by Kohler. Now, Kohler and Kofka, they performed certain experiments on chimpanzees, out of which their favorite was Sultan, because it was having the highest IQ amongst all the monkeys and chimpanzees that they had. So they concluded that highest type of learning is known as insight learning. I have told you the experiments previously also, so I am just repeating them. So, Kohler did some experiments with Sultan. So, in the first experiment, okay, like all others, here also the animal has to be kept hungry. Okay, so that the motivation is there. Now, he is kept inside the cage, and on the top of the cage, that is on the roof, they hung certain bananas. Inside the cage, there were certain boxes of varying sizes. Now, again, by trial and error, he would try to jump, he would try to stretch his arm and get those bananas. But when he's not able to do it, so then he would maybe wait for some time or rest, take a rest. And then suddenly he would realize that if he places these boxes one above the other, he can reach the roof and get the bananas. Likewise, in another experiment, same Sultan was kept in the cage, and outside they had kept certain bananas. Now, inside there were certain sticks of varying sizes which can be fitted into one another. Again, he would try to reach out to the bananas from the outside the cage. He would try to do certain lots of things with one stick, with another stick, but he's not able to get them. Now, again, he keeps playing with those sticks, and suddenly he realizes that if he fits all these in each other, the stick would get longer and he would reach the bananas and get them. So these are the two experiments which are very important. On such type of experiments, they have made certain principles of insight learning. So but before coming to those principles, let us talk about factors that affect insights. There are some factors. First is experience. First is experience. Now, what is experience and how it affects insight is that past experiences are very important when we are trying to engage in insight learning. That is, past experiences help in insight. For example, somebody is trying to learn mathematics, but he has no knowledge of symbolic language, then it won't be easy for that student to learn mathematics. So, past experiences are very important in insight learning. Second thing is intelligence. Second thing is intelligence. Intelligence, how? Higher, the person having higher IQ, it would be easy to learn by insight. That is, more intelligence means greater insight. The third one is learning situation. Learning situation. Now, what do we mean by learning situation? Learning situation is, some situations are more favorable for insight than others. That is, learning situation has to be arranged in such a way that nothing is hidden. Everything has to be observable. Everything has to be in the reach of your subject. So, in this case also we saw that he was able to see those boxes. He was able to play with those sticks or maybe play with those boxes. Then only he realized that what can be done with the help of these boxes. So, if they were hidden, somewhere, then it was not possible for this particular animal to reach that solution. Another thing is initial efforts. The fourth thing is initial efforts. Means initial efforts, that is trial and error. this is a step to insight. This is not useless. So it has to pass through trial and error. That is, insight learning to occur, first of all there has to be trial and error. This opens the way for insight. Now they were playing with those sticks, they were playing with those boxes. That is how they reached the final solution. Then the last one is repetition and generalization. Repetition and generalization. That is, if you are able to reach a solution in a particular manner, when you come face to face with similar kind of problems, you tend to repeat the same kind of solutions or same kind of arrangement in that situation. That is, if we have been successful in solving a certain problem in a certain manner, when we come across certain other similar problem, then we tend to follow the same path. Okay. Now, insight learning, that is also known as problem solving, learning by problem solving. Here, what we have to see after reading all this is that insight is always sudden. For example, let us say you are trying to find a solution of certain problem. You try so many things. If I'll say this, this will happen. If I tell this, then the other person may say this, and so on. Now, if you sleep for some time, you sleep for some time, and when you wake up, you suddenly realize, oh, this can be done. Now, nobody is going to have a problem. So, this is what is insight learning all about. Sudden understanding of relationships of various parts of the problem. Okay, so you suddenly, and it is not trial and error, though it starts with trial and error, but it is not trial and error. So sudden understanding of the relationships of various parts of problem rather than through trial and error. It involves I have found it or eureka feeling. So what is this? This is I have found it or eureka. It is also, some people have also called it aha moment. Okay, that is the relief, the satisfaction that you get when you reach the solution of a problem. Now, based on all these things, Kohler gave us certain principles of insight learning. These are very important principles, very simple and interesting principles. After that, we will come to educational implications. So let us start with the principles. So first principle is principle that we have to read is known as law of figure and ground. First is law of figure and ground. That is, whenever you look at something, whenever you observe something, these are laws of perception. Laws of perception. That is how we perceive different things. Laws of perception. So, law of figure and ground. Whenever you perceive something, whenever you observe something, not just figure is important. The background is also important. So, whenever you are looking at a figure, it is the background also that has lots of impact on you. For example, I will show you one example that is, you can easily find it on net. Now, see here. What do you see? Do you see a lamp, a pot? If you see the pot, that means white you are taking as background and black you are taking as figure. Okay, so this is figure and ground. Now let us assume that black is the background. Now what do you see? Do you see two faces in white? Can you see two faces in white? So it is, the figure has changed when we change the background. So background is as important as the figure. Now it depends on your perception, which one you saw first. There are lots of psychological tests based on this, that which one did you see first. If you have seen the pot first, then you are like that. If you have seen the faces first, then you are like that. So it is nothing, it is just playing with our minds, whereby this law of figure and ground of perceptual learning is into operation. Okay. Now the second law is, oh my goodness, I'm sorry, this is not working like that. Law of continuity. So the next law is law of continuity. Law of continuity. Now this law says that when we perceive at certain things which are, going on like this, or like this, then what we do is we tend to continue. We feel that this is going like this or this is going like this. So law of continuity says that objects having certain kind of length, we tend to extend their length. Okay, let us say if it's something like this, then we tend to, and this is like this, then we would say that this would go on like this, whereas this one would extend like this. So this is law of continuity. Okay, the next one is law of proximity. Law of proximity. This law says that the things which are closer to one another, we tend to take them as a group. For example, let us say these are certain points. So we tend to organize them into groups. For example, we would say these are together, and these are together. We would not say that these are together and this is the part of these. This we would not say. So this is law of proximity, that the things which are closer, they are perceived as together. Okay. Then next is law of closure. So the next one is law of closure. Now according to this law, it says we tend to see things as whole and fill the gaps wherever they exist. For example, if I show you something like this, okay, this, then I show you something like so what you would do is you would presume that there is another this thing here, so that it becomes a circle, and there is two more here, so that it becomes a triangle. Okay, so this is what is law of closure. We tend to close the things if there are certain gaps. And the last one is law of pregnance. This is the main law also, the major law. It says that we reduce complex things into simple forms wherever they are possible. So let us say if I show you these, you would tend to see them as 5 circles rather than as one complete picture. This is what is law of pregnance. That is, whenever we come across complexities in things, we simplify them and we try to make certain concept. Okay. Last, we come to the educational implications of this theory of learning, according to which there are lots of educational implications, as you can see. So first one is integrated curriculum. That is, we should not divide the curriculum into different parts. We should try to follow integrated approach as far as possible. Second one is problem as a whole. Whenever we are giving students any kind of problem solving to be done, then the problem should be shown as whole and we should not divide it into certain parts. Then child as a whole. We should also see the child as a whole. We should not just concentrate on few of the strengths or weaknesses. Every child is a whole. There are lots of things to the child. There are lots of weaknesses, lots of strengths. So everything has to be seen as a whole. Importance of motivation. That is there in all the theories of learning. That unless there is motivation, that is why the animals are kept hungry everywhere. That is, if we want the learning to take place, there has to be motivation. Mostly it has to be internal. If internal is not possible, then we should try to make it extrinsic. Importance of transfer. It says that these things would transfer into real life situations. So while we are teaching them something, we should give them real life examples so that transfer becomes easy. Development of higher mental faculties. This particular theory is important for higher levels of learning. Like when we talk about objectives, also we talk about evaluation, synthesis, creation and so on. So by insight learning, it is the higher mental faculties of the child which are developed. And it is also important to develop problem solving skills amongst the children. And persistent efforts. That is, you should not give up efforts to solve the problems or to try to make the students solve the problems. That is, if they are not able to reach the solution, that doesn't mean that they will never reach the solution. Maybe there are certain times when the insight learning would take place. For some, it may be little time. For some, it might be time may be a little more. So these are some of the educational implications. You can find out other implications also. There are more than 20-25. These are just the main ones that I have told you. Okay, so I hope this theory is clear. Thank you.